Hey, gals and guys, it's Christopher Mosier from MyMediaHelper.com, and happy holiday and Merry Christmas to you. And we're going to talk about a movie. It's called Violent Night, and it stars Dave Harbour from Stranger Things fame. And it looks like, if you remember Stranger Things, if you've seen season 4, he dropped like 80 pounds by the time he got to season 4, because he was supposed to be in some type of concentration camp. So there's not a lot of fat people in concentration camps like in Russia. So he dropped a ton of weight, but it looks like he gained it back in this particular movie. So the movie itself is just a hodgepodge of different interesting things. And everyone's going to compare it to Die Hard in Die Hard 2 because there are a lot of comparisons to it. So basically, the movie is an elite team of mercenaries break into a family compound on Christmas Eve, taking everyone hostage inside. However, they aren't prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus is on the grounds, and he's about to show why this Nick is no saint. So it's typical holiday fare. I mean, recently, right? People aren't believing in Santa Claus, don't have Christmas cheer anymore. And he's kind of drowning his sorrows in the beginning to that fact, to why is he even doing the job. It's when he gets into this die-hardish situation where he gets back his Christmas mojo, so to speak. And like I say, it is a hodgepodge of... it turns Santa Claus into an action star, which I can't think of one movie where Santa Claus is the action star. But it turns those tropes around. It's very die-hardish because the criminals are trying to steal something from a safe in the house, and they've taken over the house, like the plaza in Die Hard when Bruce Willis was caught in that mess. And very reminiscent of that. Very violent at times. It's got some good humor in there. It's got some heart in there. It's got the whole shebang. So let's learn a little more about this movie. Violent Night is a 2022 American Christmas action comedy film starring David Harbour as Santa Claus, who fights mercenaries who have taken a wealthy family hostage in their home. It is directed by Tommy Wirkola, written by Pat Casey and Josh Miller, and also starring John Leguizamo and Beverly D'Angelo, the mother from all those vacation movies. The number of visual and plot references towards Die Hard 2, that was released in 1990 within this movie, should not be surprising, as John Leguizamo is featured in both. Violent Night had its world premiere at the New York Comic-Con on October 7th of 2022. Universal Pictures released the film in theaters in the United States and Canada on December 2nd of 2022, and the film received generally positive reviews from critics, and I'm giving this a positive review as well, and it has grossed $29 million worldwide so far. In March of 2020, Universal Pictures announced that it acquired the original screenplay to Violent Night by Pat Casey and Josh Miller, and that the 87th North Productions would produce. In November of 2021, David Harbour was cast in the lead role, with Tommy Wirkola set to direct. Wirkola was hired to direct after he sent an early cut of his prior film, The Trip, to producers at 87 North, and after enjoying it, they hired him. I've never seen The Trip. I'll have to check it out. So, as I mentioned, Harbour looks pretty heavy in this movie, just as Santa Claus should. He also lost a ton of weight for the 4th season of Stranger Things. Harbour said he lost nearly 80 pounds as his character, Hawkins Police Chief Jim Hopper, withered as a Russian prisoner, according to The Insider. In February of 2020, it was announced in a joint statement from the Duffer Brothers and Netflix that production had officially begun on the 4th season of Stranger Things in Vilnius, Lithuania, at the recently decommissioned Lucas prison, something like that. Filming stopped March 16th of 2020 due to onset of COVID-19 pandemic, and filming resumed on September 20th of 2020.
And in September 2021, Noah Schnapp stated that the filming has wrapped. So after September 2021, I'm assuming Harbour really started to pack on the weight for the Violent Night movie. The actor revealed that he recently ballooned up again to play Santa Claus for Violent Night and is struggling to fight back down towards a good weight. And as a fat kid myself, I've been struggling with maintaining my weight all through my adulthood, so I can relate to Mr. Harbour. In November of 2022, Harbour mentioned that there was a discussion of Mrs. Claus appearing in a potential sequel during the production of the first film. The actor expressed interest in seeing Charlize Theron in the role. In December, Ricola confirmed that there have been ongoing discussions between him and the writers with potential for Mrs. Claus, the North Pole, and the elves factoring into the story. That should be interesting. The filmmakers stated that the realization of a follow-up movie depends on the success of the first film. And later that month, producer Kelly McCormick confirmed that all creatives involved intend to make a sequel, with work on the project commencing in the next few weeks. And as far as I understand, it's doing well in the theater enough for a sequel, and it's getting very good reviews. I'm giving it a good review. So a sequel would be welcome to this craziness.
So I'm on Google right here, and it says at this point the box office is $29.2 million. I'm assuming that's just domestic. The budget of the film was $20 million, and it's still playing throughout theaters the whole day. So I'm assuming that it's going to make its money back plus in order to get that sequel. And I think word of mouth is going to get out there as well, because it is a good movie. It kind of came from left field. I usually read movie pages to see what's coming out, and I never heard of this, or maybe I read it and just forgot about it. It was just a fleeting thought or something. But it's a very good movie. I highly recommend it. It's an action movie. It's a stupid action movie. I mean, Santa Claus is your hero, right? Santa Claus is your John McClane. So you have to take that into account. It mashes together, like a lot of movies. It just mashes together stuff. And so I highly recommend it. I think it's going to have a good rewatchability. So I'm looking forward to watch it again. I've probably seen Die Hard probably 24 times in my life. So I'll probably watch this again. And I think it's going to have, if not a major status, a cult status, like say your Escape from New York, your early John Carpenter movies, which never did really well in the box office, but always did well after the fact, had a cult status. So if this is not a mainstream movie, which I don't necessarily think it's going to be, it's not going to be like a Die Hard or a Lethal Weapon, where pretty much everyone knows what that is. But I think word of mouth is going to get around, and I think the box office is going to get up. And I'm assuming they're going to play this right through the holidays, and then there's VOD and all that fun stuff. And I think it's going to do well. I think a sequel's coming along. I highly recommend it for action fans and holiday fans. I mean, it's not your Santa Claus. That last picture had Santa Claus drinking a beer. I've never seen a movie where Santa Claus is drinking a beer. So loading up. He's loading up on Christmas Eve on presents and beer. So if you want to see Santa Claus beat the shit out of some bad guys and get a little humor out of it, and with a dab of Christmas spirit, then I highly recommend this movie. And that's it, gals and guys. You know the drill. If you could please subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. That would be an awesome Christmas present. If you could thumbs this review up if you liked it. Thumbs it up 12 times if you didn't like it. So 12 thumbs up if you didn't like it. And please share it with other action movie aficionados, action movie lovers, because I know they'll enjoy this. It's a fun movie. It's a silly movie, but it's a fun movie at the same time. And then hit that bell for updates. And there'll be more to come for this month. I've got other videos already scheduled and planned, so look forward to those. And I appreciate you as always. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a Happy Holiday and whatever else you celebrate, or just have a good day. How about that? All right, gals and guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.